controversy, including James Woods, and he has reacted on Twitter to a post that was made in regards to Captain Marvel movie. This article, I'm just going to read it to you. It says, conservative actor James Woods reacts and responds to the Captain Marvel controversy on social media regarding white men seeing the movie, as well as to Disney and Marvel Studios supporting the fans. A self-proclaimed feminist user on Twitter has created a firestorm when the account tweeted that white men who are haters shouldn't see Captain Marvel, even though the tweet actually reads white men haters, not white men who are haters, but that's another point. So James Wood responded to this tweet, with his tweet having been liked and retweeted over 20,000 times. He says, okay, we will be happy to sit this one out then. In response to Captain Mabel's tweet, you can see right here, she says, dear white men haters, you're not welcome at cinemas for Captain Marvel. The movie takes a stand against everything you represent. Don't pollute the audience with your toxicity. I stand in solidarity with every woman who's ever faced abuse. Mabel. But what was it you said, baby? That when did this movie become about abuse?
Right? It's about empowering women and, you know, and stuff like that, but it's not, I just don't know where the abuse part came from. Like, as far as I know, she's not being, like, abused in the movie.
Yeah, my wife says it was about empowering women. She doesn't know where the abuse part came from. As far as she knows, she's not being abused in the movie. So, James Woods continued and tweeted the following meme, which suggests going to see Alita Battle Angel movie over Captain Marvel. That's funny. It's got a guy looking at Alita Battle Angel, or a woman. Actually, you'd have to see this. I can't even describe it. A guy's walking with a girl, and he's looking at another girl who's walking by, like looking at her rear. And the one walking by, it says Alita Battle Angel. And that's the one guy looking at. The one he's walking with says Captain Marvel. And she's looking at him like, what are you doing?
I've seen that picture. They do that for all kinds of shit.
And it says, when you have a choice, pick a movie where the studio doesn't hate half its audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife doesn't understand this, you know.
That's her main fan base.
Yeah, the white men are made up comic books for years, and that's her main fan base, and I don't understand why you would want to alienate your main fan base. And it's the account continued saying, looks like I might have to lock my account again due to abuse from trolls and misogynist bigots. She says, yeah, she's the troll. She says, if you're offended by my original tweet, then you need to look at yourself in the mirror because you're part of the problem. Good, honest, decent, feminist men know that this doesn't apply to them. Thanks for your support. And then users on Twitter reacted. This guy, Teal, at Tilbury, replying to Captain Mabel, said, yeah, dude, I'm a Chinese woman, girl, whatever, but I'd be more than happy to join these evil white men in watching Alita instead. They seem to love her despite her being female, and not to mention one of color. Someone else says, I'll be happy to sit this one out too, even though I'm a woman. Miss Murdersmith says, shrug, well, since my husband and son aren't welcome, sure, we'll just save our money.
Right.
It should probably be noted that the Twitter account isn't representative of all Captain Marvel fans, though the directors have confirmed it is a feminist, humanist movie. And the Twitter account only suggesting white men who are haters shouldn't be welcomed at movie theaters, leaving out non-whites who are potential haters, seems rather an odd statement and should be questioned. The Captain Marvel controversy has also caused the shutdown of certain fan features at Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, that's the want to see feature they're talking about, because everyone was going on there talking about how bad the movie was and how they just weren't interested in seeing it. But, you know, no one's allowed to have an opinion other than a positive one, apparently. And if you have any kind of negative opinion, then you're just a troll. So the movie aggregate site closed the ability, or sexist, it closed the ability for fans to vote whether they want to see the movie prior to its release and comment, but following Captain Marvel's want to see rating plummeting, Rotten Tomatoes removed these two features, even though they said it wasn't in response to Captain Marvel and all the noise that made. It wasn't in response to that, even though their goal was to enact noise reduction because of all the noise that was getting made over Captain Marvel. So it's funny how they make these statements and they just completely contradict themselves. So the film stars Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson, as the article continues, are also in the hot seat over comments surrounding white dudes and President Trump. Larson had made a few comments directed at white dudes, how she doesn't want to do interviews with them, and also how she doesn't want them telling her what to think of a movie. Regarding President Trump, following F-bombing the president in January, Jackson compared Trump to a plantation slave owner. I didn't know that part. Fans have also been pointing out on social media that Marvel Studios seems to be making a last-ditch marketing effort to sell tickets, with various promo teasing the character as replacing Captain America, which is upsetting a lot of fans. Upwards of 55% of users on Rotten Tomatoes and our own site at Cosmic Book News have voted they won't be going to see the movie, and a major news outlet confirmed the film is undergoing a PR nightmare. So there's a question of just how well the film will perform at the box office. Presently, the box office predictions range from a low of around $80 million to a high of $180 million. And if the Rotten Tomatoes score and poll on the website happen to be somewhat legit, Captain Marvel appears to be in big trouble. And it's all because of Brie Larson and her comments. Honestly, I think if she would have just kept her mouth shut, everybody would be excited to go see this movie just because it's a Marvel movie. And then what she should have done is, if she wanted to push some kind of agenda, was after the movie had been well received, if it was, and be like, oh, well, let me tell you about this underwriter we had in our contract about inclusion and stuff. But I just feel like she went about it completely a destructive manner. So the MCU also would be in big trouble because Brie Larson has already been confirmed to be starring in a total of 7 movies. Is featured in the upcoming Avengers Endgame, which they have a theory that there's actually 2 versions depending on how Captain Marvel does, and it'll be taking over the MCU as its new face and the new major character. The flick opens Thursday with advanced previews, so that's where we'll get the first inclination of its opening weekend box office. Now the thing is, I was going to go see this movie, but I think I'm just going to wait until I can watch it for free and not give them any money because of the comments. She's made it pretty clear she doesn't want any of my money anyway, so that's fine. I'll keep my money. But that's it for this article. I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.
Night.